Hello and welcome. We're going to open up a stack of packs from the 1990 NFL Series 1 cards by ProSet. And lots to find in here. We've got our podium. The best card will go on there until there is only one remaining at the end. And we'll talk players. We will talk card values and just have a good time. So with that, let's dive right in and open up pack number 1. Here we go. Starting out with Super Bowl number 8, Dolphins and Vikings. Chris Spielman. We got Tim Brown. John Robinson, head coach. Roger Craig of the 49ers. Andre Tippett. We got John Grimsley, Oilers. Johnny Hector coming in for the Jets. Carl Zander. Derek Thomas. Dave Krieg. Buck Buchanan. Fred Young. Jimmy Johnson, head coach. Ron Wolfley of the Cardinals. And we've got double scratchers. Let's see if that is a sign of something good to come, or if it's just another pack will have no scratchers. Super Bowl number 5. All right, we got Barry Sanders. Here we go. One of the great cards in the set. Could be worth around $100 in a PSA 10. Looking in the back, it's in pretty good shape, but let's look at the front. And we see a little bit of an issue right down here. And that will definitely pull it from any kind of a potential 10 down in there. But it's always cool to see Barry. So we're going to put him into a sleeve and keep him on our podium as the current champion where he belongs. Greg Townsend of the Raiders. We got Jim Everett. Michael Carter. John Elway. All right. Coming through. Beautiful looking card there. This one is only probably around $15 or $20 as a PSA 10, but it looks so good. And 10s could be really hard to come by. So even if it's not too valuable, still want to put it into a sleeve, and that way, if it has 10 potential, we keep it looking good for that. Next up, we have Steve Brown. And we've got JoJo Townsell. And Tim McGee. We got Derek Thomas. Pro Bowl. Leonard Smith. Christian Okoye. We got Donnell Thompson. Marion Butts. And Bruce Smith. All right, cruising through. Let's see what we can come up with next. And this is a fun series too because there are so many errors in it, and you never know exactly what may come up. 22, Super Bowl 22. We've got Eddie Murray, Mervin Fernandez, Jerry Gray, Mike Goffer, Don Shula, got Alonzo Highsmith, Bruce Coslett, Jason Buck, Lee Williams, Jim Kelly. All right. So here's a very nice one. It's in great shape on the front, and the back is looking very nice as well. Actually, there is an ink mark right there. So not perfect, but we'll still put it into a sleeve and keep this aside. Always great to see Jim Kelly, and that card's around $70 in a PSA 10. So I don't know if that one will hold up, but you never know. Gary Plummer. We got Clyde Simmons. And our single scratcher. And on we go. Super Bowl 9. It's a good start. Benny Blades. Looks like this stack has the Super Bowl item and then a Lions player as the first card underneath. So that's kind of cool. And then a Raiders player. We got Henry Ellard. George Seifert, head coach. Andre Waters. You can see some of the finish is very uneven in that area. Dean Stunkkooler. Troy Benson. Sam Weish. Shane Conlon. Scott Radachik. We got Keith Millard. John Hand. Billy Ray Smith. Jim Jensen. And feels like a double scratcher. It is. All right. So now we are into the middle of the turn, top of the mountain, pack number 5 of 9, starting out with the Super Bowl 23. And we got Troy Aikman. Very cool. Of the Cowboys. Willie Gault, Raiders. Larry Kelm. Jerry Rice, all right. Good to see you, Jerry. Back of the card is looking great. This card is around a $40 card in a PSA 10. Let's take a look at the front. Very smooth, very clean. Very, very nice example. So we're going to put him into a sleeve and check him out later. Be cool to get a PSA 10 Jerry Rice, even if it's not super valuable. Still a very cool card. Just because of the player, which is a lot of what sets like these are for. They're not supremely valuable at all, but it's the players that make it fun. Kind of going through, finding the cool ones, finding the surprises, and just not knowing what's going to come next, So with that, let's see what does come next. Maybe a Bo Jackson. Haven't seen him in a while. We got Derek Thomas, Nate Odoms, Mike Coffer, Dwayne Bickett, and Michael Irvin. All right. And Luis Sharp, followed by our scratcher. So we keep cruising. What do you want to see? Obviously, the hologram is probably top of your list, top of my list, but what do you want to see? Starting out with Super Bowl 11. Michael Coffer. I feel like we just had another card of his. Steve Burloin. Kevin Green. Bernie Kosar. Eric Martin. Ray Childress. Ricky Jackson. Eric Thomas. Mike Johnson. Pro Bowl card. John Elliott. And Rod Woodson. Rowan Stark, Dan Henning, Louis Oliver. All right. So far, so good. We had a couple really good superstars. So it hasn't been too quiet. And I think this is a pretty good run. And we got Super Bowl #1. Next up, Richard Johnson of the Lions. Neil Smith of the Chiefs. Fred Strickland of the Rams. Carl Lee. Ernest Biner. Marv Levy, head coach. Frank Warren. Harry Hamilton. Mike Munchak. Darryl Talley. Jim Mora, head coach of the Saints. Clarence Verdon. Vincey Glenn. Eric Sievers. And our scratcher, double scratcher. In the final stretch, here we go. Let's see what we've got. Super Bowl #19. And for the Lions, Wayne Fontes, head coach. Jim Lachey. Albert Lewis, Pro Bowl card 350. Randall McDaniel. Ricky Sanders. David Wyman. Pat Swilling. Paul Gruber. Thurman Thomas of the Bills, Pro Bowl card, Scott Norwood. Chris Dolman, Vikings. Bill Brooks. Billy Joel Tolliver. Harry Galbraith. And our single scratcher, which brings us to the last pack of the stack. Let's see if something big is waiting for us in here. Super Bowl 13. We got Jerry Ball, Lions. Gary Clark. Reggie Roby. Vince Newsom. Stephon Page. Joe Nash. Jim Wilkes. No name on the back. Ray Perkins. I feel like that's got to be an error of some sort. So I don't know if it is, but I'm definitely going to put this one aside because that looks like an error. And important to know about this set, there are dozens upon dozens of errors. Some are just missing information, some are the wrong backs. So this may be virtually worthless, but it may be something cool. So we'll sleeve it up and check out what's going on with that one. And Rod Woodson. Cornelius Bennett of the Bills. Rich Camarillo. Merrill Hodge. Gil Bird. And Wilbur Marshall. All right. Got our scratcher. And that is the crew. Let's take a look at the big winners of the day. We got Barry Sanders, Jerry Rice, and Jim Kelly. What a trifecta right there. I think that's a great, great time. So hope you learned something as we went along and hope you had fun. And there you have it. Until next time.